Yeah, here's another reason no one's ever going to learn this language. Because the verbs, this is just a single verb. So it could be negated, epistemic, so how you know it, then the root, then it could be transitive, and then a mode, which is really weird, and then aspect, and then subaspect, and then you mark the plural. And so that's a single verb. It sucks. Anyway, moving on. Here's another cool word I created, which I really, really liked. Because again, it's creation, it's fun, knock yourselves out. And so here's well, which means road, path, fate. And so basically I had the idea that instead of having a road of fate, you have like, you're sailing. So you have a sailing thing. And you don't follow a straight line, but the waves and wind and whatever mess you around, and you have to tack. And so that's the idea of fate. Life goes on. You have to get through everything to get to the other island. My dad's a yacht captain. I might have been influenced. So that's a cool idea I had. And like you can create root words, like syntax is like the way of the language. Anyway, ridiculous. I really don't want to share this with you, but I feel obliged to. So I made a song. I had an earlier version, which is really, really boring to listen to, because it's just monotonal. It's just like, this is the second one. It's also very bad. No? Yes. That's all I can do. That's it. I didn't actually provide a translation. I never translated it. I just translated it immediately in my head and never wrote down the English, which was really stupid, because I don't want to translate that. And so it's never going to be translated. If anyone wants to learn my language, they can know what the song means. Here's part of the story. I made a 500-word story or so, based on a Gene Wolfe novel, who's a fantasy writer, because I like fantasy, because I like Conlangs, because I'm a nerd. And so yeah, it's possible to translate whole text into this, which is really fun. Mostly this was fun because as I was sitting there, every other word, I'm like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And so Conlangs has to be put up to an actual test of, can you speak in them? Can they show information? To which the answer is mostly no. Darn. And a fun thing, here's another fun fact. Conlangers love Babel, the story of Babel. Story of the Tower of Babel. Because in it, the Lord created languages. And so basically every language is created by God. And so we all translate Genesis 11, 1 through 9, because that means that we're God. And so I did that for this language as well. And that's the website if you want to know more. My website. It's on my Facebook. Right. So those are all really, really boring / interesting languages, Richard. Why in hell would you ever do that? These are my 5 reasons I do it. Besides, no, I have that. Okay. Yeah. So it's an educational. It's a linguistics exercise. You get to use your brain. You get to speak to people. It's a hobby. It's a gateway drug. So let's start with the first one. This guy is Ikranari. He's a 13-year-old from Norway. He sent me many lovely, lovely messages in bad spelling, in bad English, on the site saying, hey, can you tell me how this works? So here you have him asking what the affix L and il are, which are what you use if you're the subject of a sentence. So this is a 13-year-old Norwegian who barely knows English asking me to describe a case system, which will take me to, I have to describe Basque to describe it. That is so unbelievably awesome. There's a guy who makes the server for this. Yes, he hosts it on a server. He's 47. He hated Spanish. He only knows English and bad English, as he says. And he's learned not to be. I mean, you people who say, hey, I hate my high school teacher. She really sucks. Can you teach me this language? This is ridiculous. And it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, people learn stuff here. Not just on the forum, but in all Conlangs. If you learn it, you are learning about language. You're learning about how we speak. You have to know your own language to translate as well. And I think that's really, really cool. And that's the best part about Conlangs, is that you get people from all walks of life re-looking at things because they want to, instead of because they have to get it for high school credit. If you're a linguist and you're in this room, you probably understand what I mean by saying language is really cool. And so it's cool to see that. Here's another thing. There's a guy who never studied languages before. He studied Notby, and he went through on Pratt and found the vowel formants from a speech by Paul Fromer and laid out, these are the vowels of Notby. This guy had never heard of formants 5 months ago. Like, this is awesome. I did this 5 months ago not knowing that he had done it as well. And then I saw it, like, wow, that's so much better than me. So, like, you get this amazing, amazing thing where people learn about not only language, but linguistics. So they learn, oh, maybe there's a course out there I can do where I can sit and describe Latin tenses, but not have to learn Latin. Yes. Which is what I thought about linguistics when I first joined it. So I was in Greek, and Greek sucks, because it's a horrible language. And then I learned I could just talk about Greek and not know it. And that's basically what linguistics is. And then Conlang can provide an auxiliary language. So this guy's Kim Awayan. He's made a ridiculous amount of posts, 6,600. He's Russian. I've had hundreds of conversations with him in Natvi, because I don't think he knows English very well. That's incredible. You know, I've had conversations with people who know no English in Hungarian, who want to translate my dictionary, and in Estonian, and like, I've talked to people who otherwise I would be unable to, or I'd be reduced to, you know, me want your food. So it's really awesome. It's very, very cool. He's from Ukraine. It's a hobby. That's me. Yeah, I was in the sun. I got paid. If you can make fun of yourself and learn a language, there's no reason not to. I mean, come on. I like it. I think it's funny. I was expecting a larger laugh. You guys all suck. That's alright. But like, yeah, I mean, basically, it's really fun. I mean, people would say, well, why don't you save a dying language? Well, I'm not going to be able to help save a dying language because I'm not part of the dying language community. You know, it's the community's job to do that. I can describe it, sure. But, you know, why do I watch television? Why do I play video games? Because it's fun. And it's the same with Conlangs. I mean, why did I sit around in the forum for four weeks every single day? Exactly, yeah. Why not? And also, it's a gateway drug. So I've never learned Elvish. I've read Lord of the Rings 12 times. I should probably know Elvish at this point. And now I'm going to learn Elvish. And I feel bad that I don't know Elvish. That should never have happened. And this happens with Conlangs. You learn one, you feel the need to learn them all. And I think that's really cool. And you feel the need to learn about linguistics. So like in my language, I had agreement stuff, which I learned about in my course. And I want to take the course again so I can add more of it. And that's really awesome. So if you like Conlangs, if you like this talk, which you probably didn't, but if you like Conlangs anyway, you can do some stuff. You can join the Language Creation Society and get a website like I did and put stuff on it. And that's really cool. If you join the Language Creation Society and you're an established conlanger and you have a really good linguistic reputation, they may hire you to make stuff for HBO, which is awesome. You can join the Conlang mailing list, which is very, very popular. There's this society, conlang.org. This is the mailing list. Notice the dates. This thing goes on all the time. There are people constantly sending emails about Conlangs on this thing. It's really cool. If one of you joins, I will consider this talk a success. I think I'm on there somewhere at some point. Yeah, probably. Whatever. Oh yeah, there's me. Hello, me. Right. So that, yeah, there's a whole a community out there of people who are just wasting their time learning these Conlangs, and I think that's awesome, and I joined them. I got an internship off of Natvi, so I'm not part of this thing. This is my name at the bottom. Society to Advance Indigenous Vernaculars of the United States, which is a ridiculously long title, so we call it SAVUS. And this is for Lakota, so I'm going to be making iPhone apps for Lakota, which is a dying Indian language. And that's solely because I learned Natvi and decided, well, what else could I do with my time? Oh, I know, get an internship at a website. And that's really cool. Like, there are actually feasible opportunities you can have. David Pearson used to teach a course in Conlangs. I got a job. So this is my website, this is my site right now for my language. There's nothing on it because I'm still working. But I literally got a job in Australia making a language for a science fiction novel. So I'm going to get paid money to sit around and go, because it's for birds. That's really sweet. Like, come on. I'm getting paid. Yes. And that's it. Yeah.